Hello everyone. So I'm gonna get you started on a new unit. You see a bunch of stuff I'm not playing. Although it would be nice if I had time on my hands like that. So what we're doing is we're starting a new unit. We just finished linear equations. So we created equations, we solved them, we created a table of values and plotted the points, and we're all done with that until grade 9. So what we're starting today is we're going to start areas, which is surface areas and volumes. And before we go into that, we're going to talk about something called nets. Okay, and the first section might be fairly new for you, but the rest of it should not be. You have done surface areas in grade 6 and 7. You had some questions on surface areas and volumes, I believe, in the grade 7 FSAs. So that means you covered a little bit of that in grade 6 as well. Okay, so we will take it a little bit slow, but before we move on to surface areas and volumes, I want to introduce something called nets. Okay, so what is a net? A net is something when you take a 3D object, okay, and you cut it open. Okay, so I have this house. It's my daughter's little toy. Okay, she cried when I brought it downstairs because she thought I was getting rid of it. So I explained I'm just creating a video for my students, and then you can have it back. So as you can see, I've kind of done something funky with it. So what I'm trying to do is, since I can't cut it open for you, okay, that would not be ideal. So what I've created is I've attached some sheets, kind of helping you visualize what each surface looks like. Okay, so we'll label them. There's front, okay, and then there's back, and there's left side of the house, and then there's the right side of the house, and then there's roof. Okay, we're not going to talk about different shapes just yet. So what we're talking about is we're talking about nets of polyhedra. Polyhedron is one 3D shape like this cube. Okay, so that has straight sides, has its vertices, which we can also call corners, and faces. Okay, so those are called, one is a polyhedron and more than one is polyhedra. Okay, so this is my attempt at drawing a net. Okay, so if I was to crack open or cut open this Rubik's cube, okay, so as you can see, this is the face I started with. So that face is right here. There's red. Only thing I've kind of drawn on each is where the red is. Okay, so this is the front side. So if I had started down like this, I have that side over there, and that side over there, and that side over there. Okay, so that covers all four sides. But what about this side and that one? Okay, so my left side is here and my right side is here. Okay, so if I was to cut open this, okay, it will give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all 6 faces. Now, not all the nets will look the same. It depends where you cut it open. And I could, let's say if I cut a box right here and put all the sides flat, so that would make it like a plus sign, but this side would have to go with this way or that way, so one side would be a little bit longer. Okay, so that would look like a cross. Another thing I have for you is this house. So if I was going to take off all the sides, okay, and I'm going to put them like that here, okay, and that there, and then on this side, if I was to kind of unfold it, and I'll put that over here, and there's tape on them to kind of keep them. So this one I would have to kind of put this way, and the other side, and then, okay, and then I do have a paper on the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to take that off, and that, okay, so that would be one net of this house. Okay, so if I put this here, if I was to open it up, okay, so I have the left side of the house and the roof on here, and same here, I have the right side of the house and the roof here, ignoring that I have a chimney there, and the front side of the house and the back and the bottom. Okay, so this is kind of like a blueprint. A blueprint is a little more complicated because it gives you measurements. So for a builder's point of view, this would be like a blueprint. So by looking at the blueprint, they know how far they need to dig for the foundation of the house, how thick the walls are going to be, how high they're going to be, or exactly where to cut out a window, and how different things are going to lay out in the house, how much area will be in each room or washroom, and stuff like that. Okay, so that is simpler version of that. Okay, I did try to draw one on my whiteboard here. Okay, so if this was my cube, my perfect cube, this is more like a rectangular prism. So I tried to kind of label them differently. So my top face has black lines, long black lines. So if I was to cut it open like that, okay, so what I was talking about earlier, it would look like a cross. Okay, so that was one way. Okay, so what you need to do is look into your textbook and create nets. And then another thing you can do is I do have one more thing for you. Okay, so this is baby crackers. Okay, this is what is baby crackers. Okay, this is kind of like a baby food. It's rice crackers with no flavor whatsoever. They're very bland. But this is the first food for babies. Okay, so first food they can kind of hold and chew, learn to eat by themselves and without creating a huge mess. Okay, so my kids still love it. My daughter's 4.5 and she still loves them. So I took one of their boxes and I cut it open. Okay, but one thing you'll see, every box you cut, they have a little bit of an overlap to kind of hold it together. Okay, so the net does not include that. So that was my reasoning for cutting this out, to kind of show you that this overlap anywhere in the box, okay, that's not included in the net. Net only includes the surface you can touch and see from the outside. Okay, so if you were to cut it open just like I did here, without undoing this overlap, that's my net for my baby cracker box. Okay, so that's what we're going to cover in the next section, and actually 4.1 and 4.2. Okay, take care.